Hi there, welcome to this episode of our Health and Wellness Expo. Today we're going to do a little bit of financial wellness, and I have got Sharon Crockham-Woodward with me, and she has her own accountancy business. Hello Sharon, welcome. How are you today?
Hi, no, doing great. Just finding it hard working in the office and looking out at the lovely day.
Isn't it? It's hard when we've had so many gorgeous days in a row, and here we are inside still helping clients and doing work when it could be we could be outside. So Sharon, do you want to tell us a little bit about your accountancy firm, how you came to have your own business, and just your story in terms of how you got there from working for somebody else?
Okay, so I suppose the first part of it is the background of me. I'm a mum. I've gone out into my own business, over 50. We've got 5 children between us, but they're adult children. After years of the children phase, we've then moved through the elderly parents, and after recently losing my mum, unfortunately 2020 we knew was going to be a year of sadness. Didn't know what was coming with the COVID-19, of course, but we also knew it was going to be my time to really grow my business and put a bit more focus on myself and on my husband and what we want to do next. In the last couple of years, I've just been slowly building the business, but not really going too hard in that area because I spent a lot of time with my mum over that period. So I've been really fortunate for that side of it.
Yeah, it's really nice. That's part of running your own business, isn't it? That you can flex it a little bit to allow you to have what you need outside of the business in terms of time with family members or any of those sorts of things.
Yeah, and I suppose too, being fortunate that even though it was the early days of starting out on my own and not buying any clients, but actually building my own, we're in a different financial position, so we can do that, and I can tailor it more to clients I feel are the right ones for my business.
Yeah. And so what are the right kind of clients for your business? Because I do know that you run your accountancy firm a little bit different. You're about empowering and helping people to feel empowered with their finances and accounting. So what kind of people do you like to work with the best?
So I find what's actually happened as part of my journey is I've worked for the commercial side of things, being an accountant, and then becoming a chartered accountant later, 15 years of public practice accountant, which is an accountant that works with small to 20 million turnover clients. I've worked for different public practices. I've worked for the small, I've worked for the large firms, and with that there's been different focus for each firm, whether it be accounting for the farming side of the industry, stock horse racing. But my biggest focus has always been in the people that have been in business, say 10 years, and all of a sudden you find they're asking you, oh, what's this thing that the boss is wanting? He wants me to pay this provisional thingy. What is it? And I sort of look at them and I think they're all dressed lovely in their suit and everything. And it's like, how come they don't understand what that is? That's really basic. And I'm not meaning that people are dumb.
Yeah.
But after that many years, you should understand what's happening. I mean, it's your money. Yeah. And so that really concerned me that people didn't know. And so over those years when I was working on people's MYB, Xero, finding that a lot of the husband and wife teams, the wife was doing the accounts, but she didn't understand what she was doing. It was like push a button. And I used to say to people, hey, do you want to understand, what you're actually doing there and any adjustments? Oh, but we're not doing anything wrong. Well, at the end of the year, we're changing a lot of your work and nobody's told you. So my focus became, people aren't stupid. Chartered accountants are here and the client's here. We need to really be talking to our clients and helping them to understand. So from the beginning of year 1, they might not know anything. But from year 3, they're making decisions themselves. And so you know, by using the lawyer, the insurance provider, the health and safety people, the accountant, the bank, we all recommend our services for them, but they get to make an educated final decision, and they work out what risk they want to take in business and what they want to do and go for. Yeah, so my focus then became on the fact that in my business, I wanted it to be that people learned right at the beginning, what is income tax? What is terminal tax? What is provisional tax? You know, why did ACC bill me twice a year? You know, you get a lot of plumbers and builders, and they'll make a boost their income all of a sudden in the first 12, 18 months. But they won't have an accountant by their side. And then they turn in and they hate all those people that are like, oh, ARD's after me and ACC's chasing me. And it's like, if you can get in right at the beginning and explain what these things are, get them on Xero and MYOB and any of these accounting software, then they'll soon learn themselves what it means and start to piece it all together. And so that's my focus basically, is to get in there at the beginning. There's a lot of people out there that say, but chartered accountants, you don't do that. You do all the professional stuff. You know, you've trained for 7 years. Why are you working on that little nuts and bolts? And it's because if you get that right, that's the foundation. And after that, you watch people flourish. And that's what I've done over the last 10 to 15 years. I've watched those people that have got to grips with those basic concepts and learned bit by bit. Yes, major tax advice, they still need their accountant. Yes, they still need their lawyer for buying and selling properties. But they now have an understanding on, why is that property got GST? Why doesn't it? You know, what are we doing with our business? Why is it when we talk to Jimmy at the pub on a Friday night and he tells us you don't have to do this or you have to do that, why is it that we don't? You know, they bring those conversations in and talk to us about, well, I was told, and I was like, yeah, I know. That's usually the case. You're told, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that, but your situation is different because of this.
That's really awesome, Sharon. That's really cool. Like, you're effectively empowering people with knowledge so that they can, and basic knowledge, like you say, you don't, it's not rocket science that you're doing here, but providing people with that knowledge right from the get-go so that they can get it right and have a really good foundation to their business is really, really fantastic. It means that, like when you say, when they get 10 years down the track, they're not going to like topple over because they don't understand or they haven't made provision for something, or financially. At least then they can understand, and like you say, understand the risks around what they're doing or not doing and all of those sorts of things. So yeah, that sounds really good.
Well, when we look at a set of accounts, or we look at their Xero file or their MYOB file, we can look at it and look at who owes them money and what's happening here and what's happening. But they're the ones who know, has Bill paid me? Has Bob paid me? Did we invoice Mary? I don't know those things. So you have to empower the business owner to actually have a think about it. And I've watched a lot of husband and wife situations in the trades area, because I used to get the guys and I used to say, right, can I come down to your truck? So we'd go to the box and we'd get all those receipts out and they'd be all crumpled up. And I'd say, right, next time I'm not doing this. So you go through and explain, well, now we've got apps and all sorts of things. So you can scan them in, you can take a photo of them and things. So that's not happening as much. But then you'd bring the wife into the picture, or the partner, or the other business partner, and you'd explain what's needed. And so then, instead of the wife hating the business and saying, oh, he's working long hours, and then he comes home and he does the invoicing, they're able to do that sort of the work for them, and then have those conversations of, did Bob not pay? Yes. And then you find, oh yeah, he's got money in his pocket because he forgot to give you that Bob paid him cash today. And so here it is. So that to me is the basis of starting the teams, of actually being able to have a little bit of a meeting over the business and being able to discuss what's happening with the business, and you start getting 2 people or 3 people that are running the business actually talking about the business, and not not sort of feeling as if what's going on with everything, and why you're working long hours, and hopefully you can reduce a lot of that. And I've seen that happen where
Yeah.
they do.
Oh, and it's coming back to communication, building relationships, even with husband and wife, if it's the husband and wife working together, building that financial relationship between the two of them so they both understand left hand and right hand what they're doing, as opposed to one being, like you say, hating the business, or why haven't we done this, or God, he never gets his bills paid, or this or that or the other. At least that communication is happening, and it's far easier. It's just sometimes, like you say, it's because Bob paid him and the money's in his back pocket, as opposed to an electronic transfer this time, whatever it happens to be. But if you've opened those lines of communication, and it's easy because they've started the conversations on real basic stuff, then it actually makes it really, really easy moving forward. When there's more challenging conversations to have, they don't feel quite so insurmountable or backbreaking to actually have those harder conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with
That's cool.
the business side of it too is, okay, you have the accounting software, but of course I go to Xerocon each year, maybe not this year, but that's in Brisbane. It's been Brisbane the last 2 years. This year was meant to be Sydney, but not sure what will happen there. And the reason why we go as a chartered accountant is because it's not like a chartered accountant event. It's a bit more fun. And but it's more the case that there's so many apps now that work with these different software packages. And for these building plumbers, those sorts of people, there's job scheduling apps where they have little people and they can set them all up. So it's going to go to this job, and Mary will take the phone call, or Sue's going to go out and do that electrical work. And they have all these different little apps that have on them, take a photo, dig a hole when you get there, turn this off, do this, until the boss comes. And they're not costing a lot a month. And yet we've got a lot of businesses still using a calendar diary. People 40 plus aren't wanting to embrace new technology because it's scary. They need more people out there that they feel that can just come and show them that they can trust. And so that's another branch of what I'm doing as well, is keeping up with that technology side of it. If it's not us implementing it, it's at least us going in there and saying, hey, I've seen there's 4 different apps. We can look into them, or you can spend some time and look into which one you think might be worthwhile for your business and the meeting.
Yeah, so you're not just adding value as their accountant, but you're adding value to the operation of their business as well, which in turn then helps them have healthy books and a much more healthier, financial process that you are then just reviewing and making sure that is all correct and everything for tax purposes. So, like that's great. I think that's where a point of difference comes with different people, and the way that they run their businesses, when they really want to help the people that they're working with, regardless of what industry it's in. But you're helping them with financial wellness and business wellness by just saying, hey, do you know about this, or do you know about that, or here's what you need to use, move on to this app, use this app, we'll walk you through how to use this, so that, and use it properly, so that at the back end, when you are doing their accountancy, tax and GST and all that kind of stuff, it is actually plain sailing for you, as opposed to, like you were saying before, having to actually redo and rework a lot of stuff that they might have used the app but not done it properly. So I think that's amazing value add that you offer for your clients, and working with your clients in that way. That's really awesome, Sharon.
So to me, in the practice, data is the new gold. If you can have your system set up in real time and get your clients so that they're reconciling everything to the end of the month, because basically it's going to be sort of 90% or so right as they go along. When you're then working on tax, provisional tax, it's very much easier to look into their system and get a real figure for what we're basing our tax in that side of it on. And it means that my business will be more 25% compliance with tax financial statements,
Mm.
but the rest will actually go to business advisory and planning, apps, all that sort of work. Is what else can we do for you? What else do you need?
Mm.
Yeah, because
That's
that's
really cool.
really
Yeah.
important. Really
So
important.
with the different types of people that you work with, lots of mum and dad companies and things like that, lots of industries I'm sure that have been sort of had the rug pulled out from underneath them just recently, with us all having to stay at home. Like I know your husband is in the food services industry. I know that you deal obviously with a lot of mum and dads. You're looking at trades and all of those sorts of things. Everyone has to stay at home. Like, is everyone in a flat panic, or are they coming to you with reasonable heads on them, or are they coming to you going, oh my gosh, Sharon, what do we do? Is it panic stations, or how's it feeling?
I think the government's done a really good job of putting it out there with the subsidies.
Yep.
It's meant that the employers can have a real good think
Yep.
about their staff situation, and
Yep.
if they're using their accountants to really help them with those forecasts, because when anyone is applying for those subsidies with WINS, you are signing a declaration of good faith. So as an employer, you're signing it to say, look, we've got 10 staff to the utmost of our ability. We've done forecasts, we've talked to the bank, we've done everything we can. We want to keep them, and by using this subsidy over the next 12 weeks, that is our aim.
Yeah.
It could be a month's time when we know whether we're moving from lockdown or not, that things change. But there is that, that clause of good faith.
Yeah.
It's meant that small businesses are able to claim that. Some
Yeah.
of the small businesses have got financial backup, so they're not needing to. But again, that will be reassessed in another month.
Yeah.
It's also meant that I've had a lot of conversations with clients who've been paying provisional tax, but when they pay on the 7th of May, it may be that we pay it because they've already put the money aside. Because that's one thing with my clients, they're very clear on what their tax is, because we will review it during the year with their system. But it could be they need their accounts done so that we get an exact figure, and then we can get a refund and do it that way.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of planning around that side of it, to which clients need that done now.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely what the government has done. And today, I haven't checked, but there was going to be a list put on the website to do with all the employers that have applied for the subsidy.
Mm-hmm.
I know it is key at the moment for people to keep communicating what is happening, but for those people that are wondering what their employer's done, if they still don't know, that's one place they'll be able to check. Yeah. And the other one that's just come out too is Grant Robson said that people that have immunity, like if my husband wasn't to work and he's an essential service,
Mm-hmm.
he wouldn't have got paid. But if there's someone in the house who has low immunity, or himself, or a COVID person, they will get paid.
Okay.
Subsidy. Yeah. So that has just come out. They announced it on Friday, but we were waiting to see what the final package and thing is.
Yeah.
So because people are finding it hard to get through to WINS, and some people did apply for the wrong subsidy. So yeah, I think the main thing is keep talking with your bank and your accountant.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's really wise. Now, before we came online, you were saying that you had been touching base and just doing like a free 30-minute catch up with each of your clients, just to see where they're at, what they need, how they're moving forward, those sorts of things. So I think that's really neat. I'm sure you're not the only person out there doing that, but I'm sure they are all really appreciative and grateful for the time that you are giving them, and that you're just touching base with them, and just to sort of settle their nerves and just give them a bit of reason and some practicality in terms of how to look at things.
Yeah, so there was a two-sided reasoning for that. It was for me too, it was to break down that that money barrier, or even if they thought, oh, Sharon will be really busy at the moment, I won't bother her.
Yeah.
So it was just to get an email out there, just to say, hey, how are you? That was basically the email, how are you? Then I attached information and different areas of what they could be doing now, and then to work out, do I need you to speak to you urgently, or where are you at? Please send me an email and let's get this started. So yeah, it was a touch base phone call. It was, how are you? How
Yeah.
is the family? This is really strange times. I mean, really strange. Like you say, when we're in a bubble and we're safe and happy, it's very hard to understand what's happening in the big world. And then it was to sort of say, okay, what are your concerns?
Yeah.
And then for me, as an advisor, to be able to say, okay, you'll probably have a GST refund. Let's have a look. Yes, you're going to. File it before the 9th, because on the 9th, the IRD is shutting the website for a week. They've got student loan that they're transferring over from the old system to new.
Yep.
And, if you've got a refund, why not get that in straight away? Look at the situation of provisional tax. Do we need to do your accounts? And then to actually change a bit of the mindset onto what's happening next.
Yeah.
Some I was able to focus on their advertising for them, to keep out there, to tell people that they're actually open.
Yeah.
To send an email to people with that they were going to market with them, and that they were going to actually go and visit. Send them a little Loom video about themselves, so that people can see who they are, what they're doing. It doesn't take up much of their time, but people can at least just click on it and say, oh, okay, oh, she was going to come and see us, all right. So there's different things like that, but just changing the whole mindset.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's really important point that you just raised there, Sharon, is that, we're all staying at home, but it's really important that people still know that we're here. And that, with your businesses, it's like, say a builder, for example, I can't be building right now, but I'm going to be as soon as I can, like that they that they still exist, that they're still there. Some people don't do a lot of marketing for themselves and they rely on word of mouth or any of those sorts of things. Then make sure, if it is word of mouth that you rely on, then make sure that you're still communicating with those people that have recommended you through word of mouth and all of those sorts of things, because that sort of stuff's important, and that's the connections that they'll need again as we come back down out of level 4 and back down into something where we can operate properly again. So
and it's the personal branding too. You've got your personal brand out there, so why not carry it on? Why not have those videos of yourself and the kids and what you're doing with the husband and the party on the front porch type thing? I mean, we had our little bubble party. 21-year-old didn't want to be part of it, but we tried. Crazy parents. But it was just more a case of, if you can show some of that to your clients who are already interested in what you do and love who you are, just let them know, because it helps them resonate with how they're feeling or what they're doing with the family.
Absolutely.
That side of it's important. I think one thing I wanted to touch on with you though, Hazel, was, so on my website and with my business, I have 3 core values. And for my business, they're wrapped around 1 being communication, 2 empowerment, as we've talked, and 3 to do with community building. So I think what people right now can be doing is they can be going back to their business plan. So all my clients have a business plan. So now is a really good time to have a read of it. Has any of it changed? I know the cash flow might have, but has anything changed? Will you do anything differently? Why don't you sit down and write one for the next 3 months? Just copy paste it and just edit some of the areas for the next 3 months. Just have a review. I've got your wellness book there, your journal. So I'm going to be starting that for April, May, June. And focus. Look at your debtors. Who owes you money right now? Give them a ring. Don't wait until the due date. Give them a ring. Have a talk to them. See if you can get some of the money. See if they can make small repayments. suppliers. If you think you're not going to be able to pay something, ring them up, find out what movement they have, whether you can sort of pay them off. You need to set up a cash flow, a daily cash flow, not a monthly cash flow, a daily one, so that as soon as you can see some of your money has come in, then you'll be able to release the next lot. You know, really, really start planning that. You know, I've done a lot of that with trading businesses out of before they become insolvent, by actually day to day running them, taking over management of a gym, taking over management of a food industry, and actually getting all parties that they know what money is owed, and saying, look, we will pay these debts, but you have to allow us to trade out of it. Being really realistic. Talk to your staff, really explain what's going on, your financial position, the fact that you want to keep them, be open with them, and then you'll get some loyalty and things. Send out emails, but be very careful what's in those emails and how you word them, because we all know it's a sensitive time, but if everyone is in good faith and is trying their hardest. And one thing, if you're having a meeting, put on your business hat. Whether you're having a business meeting with your partner about the business, sit down and focus on what are you doing. Put some time aside when the kids are actually in bed, and sit down and talk about it, you know, and really focus just on the business. And then if it's your family and it's to do with the grocery bill and your day-to-day in and outs, you know, put another hat on and really think about what person you're representing in that meeting that you're having.
It's a really good way to think about it, Sharon. Really good way. Because, you know, life is like on top of each other. It's like, okay, this is our life, but this is also our home. That's our office. It's also the kids' school. Everything's laid on top of each other, and to separate them out is a really great idea. Just to be able to keep the conversations relevant and reasonable about the particular thing that you're discussing. Yeah, that's a really good.
And even have little mini minutes that you write about them, even if it is your personal shopping and whatever. It's just to sort of monitor what is happening. And even you can even bring the kids into the fact that if you're saying to them, okay, here's $5, they can have $5, what do they want when we get the groceries? Or if you don't have that money available, then maybe give them a choice of what type of cereal you're going to get. You know, I think we have to remember to bring them into it. You don't want to scare them. Mum and dad don't have any money right now, but you at least need to expose them to what is really going on, and things are tight. And that if you tighten up now, then hopefully in the next couple of months, mum and daddy will have a little bit of spending money, and we will be able to do this and that, or we'll at least be able to go to the park like we promised you. But just giving them something to give that carrot side of things will help. So that for me is the real communication side. So that's why to me it's really important right now. The second with being empowerment, it's with your staff. You know, if you can empower them with the information without actually telling them everything about your personal situation, you don't have to do that, but you need to at least say whether things are really tough and what sort of decisions and how you're finding that. As I was saying before, the personal branding, you know, keep that out there, show that you're open. And with your clients, keep those communications with your clients open. Let them know what you can do, what you can't do, what times are available. If you're finding it a bit tough at the moment, that okay, you are open, but you're going to reduce your hours. You really need to get the family time. And unless you're in a specific type of industry, I'm sure that people will work around it. You know, maybe calls in the evening. And the other is community building. So I've always been a believer in community. I've always done things in the community since day dot when I was younger and everything. So for me, I'm a registered business mentor for New Zealand. So I have 4 pro bono businesses that I mentor for. So with that, it's not about always giving money.
Yeah.
It's about giving time.
Yeah.
And it could be right now that to help you change that focus, you can start thinking of somebody that could do with some of your time, whether it be those phone calls with family or whether it be to another business saying, hey, can I help you with something and give you 15 minutes of advice?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think that that's really important right now
Yeah.
to with the whole kindness aspect.
Mm.
And also, it's something going forward to think about what is your alignment with your business.
Mm.
Is something, would you like to once a year pay for one child to go and have a ride on a horse with the disabled, children's society? It doesn't always have to be money, but it could just be one thing that you do every year. Find an alignment, and it just helps change that mindset. And I went to a Zero conference, and it's funny how sometimes the things that aren't rocket science mean so much.
Yeah.
And that's what they really said about focus. Think of yourself as a miner with those lights on the front of your head.
Yeah.
What am I doing right now? Right now, I'm mum. I've got little kids there. I'm mum. Right now, 5 o'clock at night, kids are doing something else. I've got an hour of a Zoom call. Focus on the Zoom call.
Yeah.
And just help to change your mindset of plans, and just sit down and write what's going to be your next 3 months goal, even if it's just 3 items.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right, Sharon. I was just actually, just before I came on with you, you mentioned the my workbook, the abundance workbook, just before, and someone messaged me and just went, I've just been sitting down with it to start April, and so her big, hairy, audacious goal, like the goal that she's working towards, she goes, that hasn't changed, but how I'm getting there has, and compared to just 3 months ago when she sat down to do January. So it's so worth, like you said, sit down and write a business plan for the next 3 months. Do those sorts of things to really help you understand where your business is at and how you can make it work, but then also how you can help in a community sense. Now for me, like I'm all about community. I'm all about connection. I'm all about helping other people. That's just, I just wear my heart on my sleeve and want to serve. And that's where I just pivoted and went, I know lots of these people that are all these amazing women out there being warriors in their own wellness space, be it financial wellness or health space. And it's like, why not bring all of these wonderful people to one place, so that then other people can learn about them, that other people can learn what skills are out there and what's available for them to help them at this time. Because I don't know where people are hurting right now. I don't understand, I don't know, for everybody it will be different. But if I can bring this whole sort of kaleidoscope of different professions into one little online health and wellness expo to help them with their financial wellness and ideas and thoughts, then why not do that? It's not of any benefit to me other than the fact that I've had such a cool time hosting all of these.
Yeah.
But it's building a community and providing a space for people to get to know other people, and know what's out there. Yeah.
This really aligns with what I do in my business, and that is you're planting a seed by having all of these videos. It's planting seeds of thoughts there for people. And that's what I like to do, whether it be with the people that I'm mentoring or with my own clients. It's the fact of you're planting a seed. It's your business. It's not my business. What is it you really want your goal to be? What is it that you love doing, and why are you doing what you're doing? And so if I can plant the seed to what you need to be doing, then that's going to help you to really see where, what direction it is you're going. And I'm just going to help support you get there. Now, you doing these videos is going to really help people to get their thought process going. And I think in a position like it is now with COVID, that people need that.
Yeah.
And they will have some time available, even if it's 5-10 minutes a day, where they can just change their mindset and think, what do I want? What am I going to do with my business? And then if they've had all these different videos, they'll start to form their own ideas.
Yeah, and
It's
it, like you say, it's seeds of thought. Yeah, it's seeds of thought. Things that they maybe hadn't thought about. They might be listening to this going, "Oh my gosh, I've just been keeping an Excel spreadsheet of my expenses. Maybe I do need to look into Xero and understanding that." And whether it's they come to you and connect with you to understand that more, or they have an accountant and say to the accountant, "Why is there an easier way that we can do this?" It's planting that seed to help
yes,
them think about other things, or even that they may have met somebody through one of these and they go, "Oh my gosh, I could collaborate with them and we could do something together that would be really cool." And then they can talk to those people. So it's all just about those connections and creating a community. So yeah, we've had lots of conversations previously, Sharon and I. We've met through the Venus Women's Network and enjoy catching up with each other, and we have a very similar vein running through us when it comes to connecting people and facilitating conversation. So yeah, so it's been really lovely chatting with you today, Sharon, and thank you so much for your time. The information that you've given and shared with us today has been, I think it's going to be really valuable to a lot of people out there.
I hope so.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, if you'd like to connect with Sharon directly, you'll be able to find her contact details down in the comments below this interview, and she would welcome to have a chat with you and see how she can help you with your business. So thanks again, Sharon. I'll let you get on with your afternoon. Maybe get out into that nice blue sky before it's over, and no doubt we'll chat again soon.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Hazel. And yes, definitely, if anyone wants to get in touch, I'm happy just to chat, just to, ease any concerns that you have or queries, and then you can go back to your own accountants. It's not a problem. It's just more a fact of just letting people know what is out there for them and what they can be doing. So thank you, Hazel.
No worries. Thanks heaps, Sharon. Take care, everybody.